Okay, great. So we want to recreate this like I mentioned, and what we want to do is to be able to navigate to different sections on the same page. So this is all on the same page using bookmarks. So there might be some situations where you are asked for a proper deep dive into certain numbers, right? They could want you to look at, apart from this units sold, they want to look at your revenue, they want to look at your gross profit, they want to look at average discount and cost of goods sold, and they want a deep dive into each and every one of these metrics, right? And you have limited dashboard pages. You don't want people to eventually get tired, they're overwhelmed. You have page one, page two. Page one will be for units sold, page two revenue, page three gross profits, page four average discounts, page five cost of goods sold. So you don't want all of that. So a way to go about that is by using bookmarks. So bookmarks will help you to present multiple dashboard pages in one page, right? So how do we use this bookmark? How do we use it to get this type of design? Okay, so let me see if I can start afresh. So remember, I said the first thing we do whenever we want to design our dashboard is we design the background, right? So you can design your background, like I mentioned, either in PowerPoint or you can design it in Canva, right? So the reason why it is advisable not to design your background in Power BI is because eventually, by the time you publish your Power BI reports, one challenge that you would face is that, excuse me, one challenge you will face is load time, right? So sometimes just for a particular report to load, it can take up to 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and that time to load is because Power BI is trying to load every single element of your dashboard. It's trying to load your background. For example, this is one image, this is another thing, this is another thing, this is another thing, this is another thing, this is another thing. Power BI will try to load every single one of them. So that's the reason why by the time it tries to load it all, it takes forever. So, but if you just put this background like this, you design it else and you put it, Power BI would only try to load this particular background. Okay, so I won't go into so much detail on creating this background because I believe that we've done so much on this. But let me just, for the benefits of doubt, let me just recreate it. But I'll be very, very fast. Okay. Okay, so this is for a pizza business, and oh, what am I using Netflix for? And like I mentioned before, most of my background design inspirations come from seeing things online. So I saw something like this online. So what I did, this is a case whereby if you want to use an image in your Power BI dashboard background, right? So you come and then you select pictures. You can either download the picture and have it ready for you to use in PowerPoint, or you can just go online. Okay, you can go online and search. Please, if my screen stops moving, please just tell me. All right, so you can go online and search. So let me search for pizza, something like that. All right, so I want to use, let me use this. This is what I used before, anyways. So the way I want to do this background is I want it to have sorry. So let me, I don't want to spend so much. I don't want it to be out of place. What designer should use? Excuse me. Okay. And then let me crop this. So let me also crop again. Oh no, let me leave this here like this. Then we'll crop this from the top. Sorry. Okay. So let's say I want to use this particular one like this. Okay. Okay. So I want this to look blurry, but Power BI will not give me the, I say PowerPoint will not give me the option to darken this particular this particular page. So what I can do is I can overlay it with a dark rectangular shape and then reduce the transparency on that one. So solid fill, yes. Let me give this, and the transparency should be, let me leave it at 50. Okay. So what I want to do is, the next thing I would do, I want a rounded rectangular shape. Okay, so let me put this here. Is this centralized? So when you drag it, you will see that it will automatically lock itself, and then a red line will appear in the middle. Okay, so if you move, that means that this is centralized. So let me see, adjust it and reduce this space a bit. Then drag it again. Is it centralized? Yes, it's centralized. I can still decide to take it some more. So this is fine. This is fine. Then I want to, okay, yes, it's looking like this. Then I want to, let me change the color to white. So I don't like the color of the line. I can either increase the transparency of the line so that it's almost disappearing. Yeah, that's fine then. Then let me insert something I'm going to use for my, to house my icons. So I'm going to use a shape like this. Okay, so let me turn this. No, it should come like this. Yes. I'm gonna reduce this here, use this here, let me bring this. Let me take this to this corner to then be sure that it is not okay. So let me also change the color. And then I want to add shadow to it. All right, so let me just add a shadow that comes down right here. But I want my shadow to not be very bright, okay? So let me take the line. No line. What am I doing? This is no line. This should be solid line. Okay. So we are almost there. Then I want to include another. It's going to house my, okay. Okay, so as if you notice something, as I drag it around, you will notice that some lines form. So this tells you that there is an even distribution of space between, as in your white space is evenly distributed, right? So you see, just see some red lines that appear there. So let me take this here. So I think this is good. Let me change this to white. Then let me increase the line transparency to, let me say, 85. And let me add some shadows to it. Which shadow do I want? I want it to come a bit down like this. Okay, so our background is ready, and we can now move this background to Power BI, right? So we already know how to move our background to Power BI. You come, you save as. You can either go the shortcut, which is F12 or function F12, whatever your system is, but you can just come here, save as. Then I can call this background tests. Then change it to scalable vector formats and save. It will tell you to save all slides or just this one. So I want just this one. Okay. All right. So I won't be importing that one, that particular one. I'm just going to go ahead and let me duplicate this. Well, no, I shouldn't duplicate it. Or better still, you know what? Let me just create a totally different regulating. So like I told us the last time, we can actually, if you want to copy measures from one particular Power BI dashboard to the other, I showed us how to do that. So I won't be going over that again. So I've already done that here. So I've select everything, Control C, and it comes to my DAX here. Control V. Okay, so let me update model. Yes, update the model. Okay, so let me delete this column 1. Yes. Units sold icon. What is this one? Sorry, hold on. I think it's not seeing my unit sold icon. Let me check. Why is it not showing this one? Did I change the name? Sorry, hold on, guys. Is it a problem somewhere? Let me see. Okay, units underscore sold icon. So, right. Should work now. Just hold on, guys. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, let me just copy that one by myself and bring it in so that we don't waste too much time. But did I not update this part? Oh well, let me just okay. Excuse me. I'll be coughing since. Then it's my unit suit conditional formatting. That's what done, guys. All of this will make sense very soon. Okay. So to be sure, yes, nothing is showing here again. Okay. So now we have everything in our data ready. So the next thing we need to do is to change our canvas custom. So remember what we do whenever I want to change this is what we are copying here is 900 by 1650. Okay, instead of the 720 by 1280. 1650. Okay, great. So now that we have that, the next thing we will do is to import the background that we designed. So let me just take this down to 0 first. Okay, then okay. Okay. All right. So back to, let me put this as fill instead of normal. So we have our background in. So the next thing we need to do is to bring in these cards. So let me bring in a card visual. Then let me take this, stretch it like this. Okay. Let's see what is it. 27. It's me also. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we want to check for our units sold. Um, unit sold is the first thing that comes after unit sold. We want to look at our revenue. Revenue, let me ensure that this is in USD. Revenue. Next thing we are looking at is our profits, gross profits. This should also be in USD. Then after gross profits, the next thing we want to look at is our discounts. How is our average discount like? Let me add discounts. Then finally, cost of goods sold. So to be sure that the 5 of them are showing, come to layouts, max 5. Yes. So first thing I always like to do is my color values. Let me give it 30. Is 30 good enough? Oh no, let me leave it as 25 first. Okay. So the next thing we need to do will be, okay, cost of goods sold. Let's ensure that this is in percentage. And then average discount should also be in percentage. Okay, so then I need to work on this particular card. So to be sure, let me turn off the background. All backgrounds should be off. Effects, then turn off the other background, come to cards, then turn off this background, turn off the borders. Be sure this also does not have any border on header icon. Oh, well, we might want header icon eventually. Okay, so that is fine. So to be sure, let me check properties and I'm sorry, heights. Let me be sure that we are on the same page with this particular dashboard. So to inspect this particular one, so you can easily, and without stressing yourself, adjusting and adjusting, you come here, properties. So the height is 142, which is 1444. So let me be sure 142, which is 1444. Then where is the position? 140 and 117. Position 140, 117. Okay, so that has helped us adjust it automatically without going through any stress. All right, so let me units sold, revenue, we'll take out this underscore, average discounts, and cost of goods sold. Let me just take this out. Okay, so we want to put icons. So what I had already done is, remember I said you can either download icons from flaticon.com or icons 8, or you can download it from Canva, right? So if you come to flaticons.com, flat icons, then you can decide to do your search for whatever it is that you want, whatever type of icon that you want, right? So I can decide to use interface icons or normal icons, animated icons. I like these interface icons, right? So then you now search for whatever it is. If you want, let's say sales. I'm sure sales, it's not searching. Okay, then you select whatever icon that that picks your fancy. Let's say you want this, select it, you can edit the icon, change the colors, choose a new color, whatever it is that you want to do, right? You can do that. Okay. And then, or when you are done, you can then download as PNG. So to download and save in your this thing, all right? So that's how to download it. So now I want to include my icons here, which is also pretty easy. So once I come here, I come to cards, and then, sorry, not cards, I come to images. Under images, let me select unit sold. I want image to be, I've already selected some. All right, so as well, so I've already downloaded it and renamed it. So unit sold, this should be it. So it's very big. Then I come here, and the size should be, let's say 20. 20 is too small. Let's leave it at 30 px. Okay. All right. So let me ensure it's also at the top. So this, you can either align it to the middle, or you can align it to bottom or top, whatever it is that you want. So you do the same thing for every other one. But on images, this is revenue. Sometimes this can just be very redundant and you just keep doing it, but that's the work that must be done to have a beautiful Power BI dashboard. Next thing is gross profits. Turn on image. Okay, so profits, this one, same thing. Size should be 30, aligned to top. Then the next thing we are looking at is average discounts. Turn on image. Why is it not opening? Okay, discounts. So align to the top. Size should be 30. Okay. Then finally, cost of goods sold. Turn this on. Align to the top. Let me select my image. And size should be 30. Okay, so now we have our images in, and you know that you can't change the colors of these images in Power BI. You can only change it on the platform that you actually designed or downloaded the image, the icon from. Okay, so now that we have that, the next thing we want to do is include reference labels. Okay, so we want to see the month-on-month change, right? So we have already written our DAX and everything that calculates the month-on-month percentage change for each. each um, each card, right? So let's come to unit sold. So we had written it and named it unit sold MOM. Okay. So let me now show you how what to do. Let me go to all, then take out the divider. Okay. So now that the divider is out, I can come back to unit sold. So what the DAX that was written for this one does not require the values that you will get from the reference label itself, right? So because of some, there are certain things that that we wanted to be done. So we'll get our detail. Under detail, be sure that's okay. Be sure it's unit sold. So detail should be on. So we unit sold icon. That's what we are using here. Okay, so it's not showing yet because let me change the name. The month change. Okay, why is my detail not showing? Sorry, hold on, guys. It sold month change. Oh, why isn't it working there? To be sure, where's my unit sold month change? Is this in percentage? Okay. Oh, should I leave it like that? Okay. So which one is selected? Unit sold MOM, detail, sold icon. Oh, is this not showing? Okay, to be sure, let's just keep inspecting until we see the reason why it is not showing. Okay, so that's why it's not showing. That's why it was not showing. No, it's not supposed. That's not supposed to be the reason why. Okay. Okay. All right. Then I want to change the conditional formatting to for the it's supposed to show an arrow that's pointing down. I don't know why it's not showing me that arrow. Okay, it's showing it's less than 0. It should be down. If it's greater than or equals to 0, it should be up. Done results. The DAX is correct. So I don't know what's wrong. So just hold on. Let me put in a dates. Okay, let me be sure that our date filter is also okay. So date table should be connected to this one to many save. Better. So, but the icon is supposed to show. I don't know why the icon is not showing. It's supposed to show me an icon. Hold on, guys. Okay. So where's my date table? I want to just put in the month. Let's see. So icon is meant to show. I don't know why this icon is not showing. That's the reason why we have this detail to start with. So Let me try it for. Let me try something. Let me select all. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. So layouts, sentence, tabular. Okay. Still not showing. Oh, I don't know what's happening. It's meant to show me an icon. Mm, let me try again. So it's up MON percentage change. Turn off the detail label. Turn it back on. I take this out first. Ah, okay, it's finally coming. I don't know how it came in, but the shark came in. That's the most important thing. Okay, so conditional formatting. I want to format the background of that particular this thing based on a field. The field has already been written, so which is Unisode CF. Okay, so very straightforward. So we're going to do the rest for. I'm going to do the same thing for all of them. So I might not do for every single one because of the time it will take. But I'm just going to show us. Let me just do for one or two. Let me just do for one or two more, and then let's see. Okay, so this back here, we want to. Sorry, for revenue. So we do the same thing for revenue too. We put our revenue, MON, this, blah blah blah. Select it, change the title to custom. Then there's so much I wanted us to do today, but because of time, we won't be able to cover so many. Like if you try to sit down to cover it, it will take us a very, very long time. We're going to be here for probably 3 hours. And I don't think we have that time. I don't even have the time. Okay, so revenue icon. Great. Okay, so then turn off value. Okay. Then based on the field value, CF conditional formatting, revenue conditional formatting. Okay. So then gross profits, we'll do the same thing for gross profits. Sorry, hold on. Gross profits. So gross profits icon. Where is gross profit icon? No, sorry, gross profit MON. Months on months. Let's change the name to this custom. So the next thing we do is also our detail instead of the gross profits icon. Yes, that's it. Yeah. Okay, great. So then let's turn off values. So then the same thing to change the conditional formatting. Come here, field value, and then CF gross profit CF. All right. So this is the last one I'm going to do. All right. So this is easy, straightforward. I don't know if we've seen the texts, the texts slicer. There's a text slicer. I don't know if we've come across it at any point in time. If we have, that will be fine. If we've not, that's fine anyways. So let me put month's name here. So then text slicer. So what it does is this, right? So this is where my text slicer is, right? So I might want to filter by, let's say, January. Then I press enter. Oh, sorry. It's taking forever. So this my like I said, I'm not finished with the formatting for this. Right. Anyways, so January, then I can also add another month, February. February. Then I can decide to clear it. Okay. So, like I said, let's not waste too much time there. So the next thing we are going to do is, let me just take this somewhere. Take it here first. Let it be there. So we need to learn how to do all this, right? So, but for you to understand bookmarks, you must understand selection. You must understand grouping, how to group your data. You must understand every single one of these things, right? If you don't understand it, it's going to be a bit difficult for you to understand bookmarks. Okay, so we are going to go into it now. So I want a line chart. So I'm saying, okay, unit sort is going to be the first one that I'm working with. Okay, so let me put a line chart. Oh, an area chart is fine then. Oh, what am I doing? Put an area chart. Then I want to see my units sold by month. Okay, right? Okay. Okay. Then I want to see categories. Which pizza categories sold the most? So that's going to be a clustered column chart. It's supposed to be here too. Let me just reduce it. Okay. Okay, so we want pizza category by unit based on units sold. Units sold, then let's look at category. Okay. Now we want to also look at top other channels. So that's going to be a cluster bar charts. Don't worry, we are going to fix every other thing eventually. Okay, all right. Okay, this is what other channel. Okay, other channel. Where is our other channel? Oh, that's this channel. Into just myself. Okay, other channel by unit sold. Okay, then we want a donut chart for the pizza size. So let me put unit sold still. Then pizza size. Then finally, units sold by pizza name. That is going to be a clustered column chart. Okay, so this particular one, we want to see the top 5, right? So instead of all of that, so to see top 5 is also pretty simple. We come here to the pizza name, and then we want to filter based on top N. Want to see top 5, and what are we filtering by? Units sold. Add it here, apply filter, and then once we have top 5 already. Okay, so this is I'm not going to go into so much detail about a whole lot of this because of our time. We already know how to fix, how to do all the coloring and everything, but I just want to show us this, how to use these buttons. Okay, so now we have this particular, let me put borders in all of them, visual borders, but I want it to be very faint. Do the same thing, turn visual border on to be very faint. The same thing, turn visual border on and make it faint. The same thing, turn visual border on and make it faint. And then finally, we do the same thing, turn visual border on and make it faint. Okay, so we want to now distribute this evenly. Let me select these two. I want to align, top. So this one would come and meet this one at the top. Okay, so don't worry, we are going to get everything eventually. Okay, I think this should be fine. Okay, let me just adjust this one so now the best way that we can use to filter this entire thing, right, is you need to first of all open your selection pane, right? Selection pane is under view, then you see selection here, then you can now open bookmarks, right? So all of this, we want to call this units sold page, right? So we would come here, you can see that everything is already named. Unit sold, unit sold, unit sold, unit sold, unit sold. So let us select every single one of them and then group. So we can call this group 1 units sold. Okay, so now when we want to use a bookmark, it will not be easy to hide. All right, so if we want another one for revenue, we can just select. Once you select this, it automatically selects every single thing inside, or you can even come and select them one by one. I don't need this, sorry. But let's just select it and then Control C, Control V. And now we have the second one. So let's call this Group 2 revenue. So let's adjust it to be sure that it's overlapping with, yes. So I think it's overlapping now. So let us, so we can hide this. Hide. Okay. So how do you use a bookmark here? Now that this is hidden, you can add a bookmark and then call this revenue. We're calling this revenue because it's revenue that is not hidden here. So the moment you hide this or select this, let's call it units sold, but I want this to be above it. Units sold. Why is this not working? Yes, units sold. It should be revenue. Okay. So it's I believe it's beginning to make sense. So now we have this revenue. We can now unselect, we can now come here, select this instead of units sold. Where is revenue? Instead of units sold, let us bring in, sorry, take out units sold, bring in revenue. Come here, take out units sold, bring in revenue. Do the same thing, come here, take out units sold, bring in revenue. Come here, take out units sold and bring in, sorry, revenue. Do the same thing here, take out units sold and bring in revenue. Now, when we we try to navigate this. It takes us to units sold, and then this takes us to revenue. If you notice something that happened, right, you will notice that the bookmark removed. There is this particular is being sorted based on the units sold axis, right? Units sold values. That is what this thing is being sorted on. But if you look at this one, you will see that now it's being sorted by default on the pizza category, which is sorting it alphabetically. So how do you avoid this type of thing? So what you will now do is you come here, or you can avoid it anyway. How do you bypass it? You come here, sort axis, sort by revenue. We do the same thing, sort axis, sort by revenue. We do the same thing, sort axis, sort by revenue. Oh, I don't need how to sort that one anyways. The sort axis and sort by revenue. Now that you've done this, the next thing you do is on this your revenue, this thing, you come here and you update it. Okay, so now next time when you select this, it doesn't, if you don't do that update, it will not work. It won't work. So let's do the same thing for gross profits, right? So remember how we did it. We can select revenue now, select it here, Control C, Control V. It didn't even just selected this. Let me just see. Unit sold. Why is revenue showing me? Sorry. This is now, this one is units sold. Group 1, units sold. Abi. Yes, then this is group 2, which is revenue. And it's sold revenue. All right. So this one, we now want to call this one group 3, which is gross profits. Gross profits. Okay. So let me bring this down. Okay. So to be sure that gross profit is, let me, unit sold, revenue, unit sold, great. Let me check this. Okay, it's not in line, so let me just make sure it's in line. Okay, I think yes, that's it. Then unit sold. Okay, now that I want to, for my gross profits, for the gross profits column, or rather for the gross profits view, I do the same thing. I've hidden these two now, hide here, and then I create a different bookmark, and I call this gross profits. Right? So that by the time I select unit sold, okay, yes, then I need to hide gross profits with unit sold. So then I update, hide, update. Unit sold, revenue, gross profits. Yes, unit sold, revenue, gross profits. Okay, so I'm saying that some things I don't think they are all lapping very well. Okay, yes, revenue. It's almost as if revenue and units sold are not lapping. So let me check this first. Yes, they're not lapping well. Okay, so this should be so revenue. Okay, great. Then gross profits. Okay, so this After this one, I won't do another one, then I'll leave the rest for you guys to do. So we did just the same way we did the former one. We come here, instead of units sold, let me just check this. Gross profits, take out units sold, bring in gross profits, take out units sold, bring in gross profits. We do the same thing here, take out units sold, bring in gross profits, take out units sold, bring in gross profits, and do the same thing, take out units sold and bring in gross profits. Okay. Okay, now that we brought all of this in, okay, this one has, so we need to be sure that we are filtering by pizza name instead of basic. Let's filter top n, top 5, and then gross, filtering by gross profits. Then apply filter. Always apply filter before you continue. Okay. So now that everything looks okay, let us update our gross profits. Okay, so that by the time we what is revenue doing? Okay, so that by the time we select it, this is serious. Revenue is supposed to show only revenue without no gross profits. So let me update it. Units sold, revenue, gross profits. So one way that you can use to ensure that you are not making the mistake of some things not overlapping with themselves well is this. You come here, you select your this thing. You should already have the position for each particular chart saved somewhere, right? So you come here, you select this. So me, I've already saved my own positions here, 140 to 117, 140 to, so to get the position, like I said, that one is very easy. You come to visualization, general, properties, then position. To ensure all the dashboards on the same horizontal and vertical position, or every single chart, right? So now that we have unit sold, revenue, and gross profits, I would just go ahead and create the button. Okay, so you come to insert, then we insert buttons, insert a blank button. Let it come down here. So I want this button. Let me just zoom in so that I want this button to be okay. And zoom out. Okay, so I want the button to be this long. Okay, so this is, so I have, for this one, I have 3 bookmarks, 1, 2, 3. So I will need 3 buttons. They should all be the same thing. I don't know why this one is not, it's not same as. Okay, better. Control C, Control V. Yes. To be sure everything is in control and select all of them. Then come to formats, align. Is everything aligned left? Yes. Can align left, align right, however it is that you want to do. Okay. So the next thing we need to do now is to assign each particular button to a bookmark. So let's say, let me assign this to units sold, but I want it to have the same icon as this unit sold, right? So I come to style. Under style, I look for icon. Icon should be on. Then I come to custom. Then browse. So remember, this is unit sold. This is our unit sold icon. Then I adjust it, ensure it's in the centralized, it's aligned to the top. No, this should be aligned to the middle. And icon size, let me try see 10. 10 is too small. 20. So 30 should be okay. Yeah, 30 is okay. So to ensure the button looks nice, now that I put the icon, let me remove any form of border. Okay, there's no border here. Yeah, okay, then borders. I don't know how I do. Okay, so we do the same thing to this. So we want to put this for revenue. So let us come here. Instead of text, let us look for icon. It should be in blank, custom, and then revenue. We do the same thing, centralize, and then icon size is 30. Okay, then we do the last same thing also for the third one, which is gross profits. We come here, custom, browse, and then gross profit is this. Centralize, and icon size is 30. Okay, so now you need to assign these three icons to the bookmarks. So, but we've already created bookmarks. So we come here. Let's close this. Action, turn on action. Then instead of, it should be a bookmark. Then the first bookmark is units sold. So we do the same thing here. Turn on action, should be a bookmark and revenue. So we do the same thing finally. Turn on action, should be a bookmark, and the third bookmark is gross profits. Now, if you hold control down and you click, you see it changes easily. So to be sure, to do something like this, whereby everything you see it changes when it's selected on units sold, it changes to that particular one. You come here, it changes. Come here, it changes. It's not a lot of work, right? What you just need to do is you sure you select this, then you come to the cards. We want to, this is units sold, right? So we want to apply settings to units sold. Then we want our background. Let's say our units sold background is, I just pick any random color, is this. Okay, so if you also want this icon to have the same color, we come to style, we come to fill. Let's turn on our fill. This is for, yes, this should be for defaults. Turn on our fill. You come back here, select this. So you do the same thing. Let's say you want revenue. So let's select this. We want our revenue to be a particular color. So we do the same thing. We come to, sorry, cards. Ensure that you are selected revenue. Then we want to, so is this our revenue? Yes, it's our revenue. We want to turn on our background. Let's say we want revenue to be this. Okay, so we'll do the same thing to this particular place. Defaults, fill. We want it to be this. So now you select here, you can see it changes. Okay, then you do the same thing. Let's say we want gross profits. Change, come to style. Sorry, why do I keep selecting that? Come to fill, and then let's say we want our gross profit to be this color, right? So we do the same thing that we did here. You come, you select this, you come down to cards, select gross profits, turn on background, and then let's say this is the color that we chose. Great. So now, whenever we, excuse me, so whenever you select this, you can see the color changes here. It tells the viewer that, oh, we are on unit sold. If they come here, you select it, it tells the viewer we are in revenue. You come here, you select this, it tells the viewer we are on gross profits. So you can tweak this a little bit and add some accent bars. Let's come to cards, go to accent bar. Let's add the accent bar on the left. It's on the left already. Oh, sorry, this shouldn't be sure for all. Okay, yeah. Accents bar, yes, left, and this is to one. So anything to just make it a bit to make it look better. Okay, so you can change the color for every single thing here, just as I did. That one is pretty straightforward. Remove your you can either remove the y and the x-axis values and leave the titles however it is that you want, or you can just add data labels to it. So now we are done with this particular part of the class. Okay, once again, this. So now the next thing we need to learn how to do now is how to present our a project on your portfolio. So let me open my portfolio. Analyst e.github.io. Let's go down. Okay, so let me use this particular dashboard. Okay, so whenever you are presenting your project on a portfolio, there are certain things that you must present. Now, this is a particular structure. This is a technical structure that you would mostly find in most organizations, right? Whenever you are presenting the project, first of all, you have a background and overview of the entire project. So this will cover what you were meant to do, what the primary goal of the project was. Then this data structure overview. Why is the diagrams are not loading? See my network bad. So the data structure overview, which is the entity relationship diagram, is not always necessary in an official setting. The diagram, the images are supposed to load, but they're not loading. Why they're not loading, I have no idea. Network must be very bad. Let me see if I click on it, if it's to work. So the ERD is not always necessary in an organization, right? But for this sake, right, to show the recruiter, the technical recruiter, because the technical recruiter is looking at this, they need to be sure that understand how relationship works between multiple tables, right? So the ERD shows us exactly that. I don't know why this is not showing. Then you will now describe your table, and then before you now have a deep dive into the numbers. So let me show you how you can do all of this. I think I should have a file where I saved that. I don't know if I can see it. Or just hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I think I found it. Oh yes. So this is what's this overview is exactly what you need just to write that particular your this thing. So the best way to do it is, let's say you want to just have an overview for multiple months or for multiple, but you take a snapshot of your data let me show you. I was going to show us how to use ChatGPT to do that. Excuse me. So let's say you come here, Control Shift S. Okay, Control Shift S, then automatically copies. Let's open chatgpt.com. So this is the first image. Paste it. Then okay, that's revenue. This is unit sold. Control Shift S. Gross profit. Control Shift S. Paste. Let's do for average discounts. Control Shift S. Paste, and then finally for cost of goods sold, Control Shift S. So where in an organization you might not have to do, it's not recommended that you do this just throwing it to ChatGPT. It's not recommended because it's what is not uploading. I don't know why it's not uploading now. Okay, let me just use this. So then I can paste this entire thing, copy this in, and say this dashboard is for a pizza company called AGB Pizzas, and I want to write a portfolio. When I say write a portfolio, a GitHub README for it, following the templates below. Use the numbers from the dashboard to write this out for me. Then you paste the templates, Control V, and then enter. Let's see the magic that it creates. All right. So most of the time is also perfect that you this one background and overview, most of the time you present it by yourself. Data structure overview, you present this by yourself too. So but eventually as you keep on going, you see that the AI might not be very, very correct in some things. So you tweak it and you keep asking questions and keep asking questions until you have something really, really, really great. And then you can copy and paste on your portfolio, on your GitHub README, like that. Okay. So this is how you can use icons for bookmarks and all of that, and put this on your portfolio. All right. So do we have any questions at all? Okay, so in the absence of any questions, thank you guys. It's been great having you guys for the past 3 weeks. I would keep on making certain videos to break down most of this concept, because there are a lot of things like bookmarks alone is an in-depth topic to really cover, and that could take more time. But I was rushing through a lot of things, so I'm going to create more videos to break down these concepts, and eventually we would all become excellent Power BI users. Okay. Okay, so